You heard it here first, folks. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, greatest game of our current generation. Good ol' CT. Aight. You know, funnily enough, while writing this out, I would frequently type it as Captain Topad. I just kept adding that P. Where it's right next to the O, so you can't... Don't blame me. Also, FTC requirements! This game was provided to yours truly by Nintendo. So thanks, Nintendo. Now I have to put product provided by Nintendo text in the corner. Thanks. So after playing this game for a while, which I totally did, and definitely don't just remember the Wii U version, I can say it's quite the little puzzler. Walking around little cube worlds is super fun, super cute, especially for younger me. Like if I played this when I was 9, it would have been perfect because I went through a huge phase back then where this game would have fit absolutely perfectly. Speaking of phases, I also had an emo phase when I was 12 through 15, but like the PG kind of emo because my parents wouldn't let me grow my hair too long. And in retaliation, I had a bit of a bowl cut, and I swear it was fashionable back then. Think classic Justin Bieber and classic Zack and Cody. That was me, but bowlier. Kinda like Captain Toad's head. So that was a segue. But is it his head? Or is it a hat? You know, this has been a small debate for some time, actually. Hat or head? In the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, Toad takes it off quite frequently, but the cartoon is hardly canon, so they get all sorts of things wrong, and this might just be another thing. Orphanage! But if that is his head, is his brain huge? Is Toad actually a mushroom? Some say yes, and that this is a part of his head because he puts hats on it instead of changing hats. But then I'd say that's not a point at all, because dudes that wear turbans put hats over them all the time. And have you seen Toad's outfit and the Toad architecture? It's reminiscent of Arabia, so turbans. Plus, there are plenty of turbans and turban variants in the Mario games too. Even the main antagonist in Captain Toad wears one. But it's also clearly not actually a turban, just somewhat reminiscent of it. It's actually a mushroom. Is Toad like Parasect? Oh my god. So when Paras are born, they don't have mushrooms, and they get them placed on them upon hatching. And when they evolve into a Parasect, their pupils roll back and the shroom has taken over. Much like the modus operandi of the cordyceps fungi, which is the stuff of nightmares. It's a fungus that grows on and in insects and takes control of their brains, zombifying them to spread the spores before finally dying. Toad's massive mushroom is right on his tiny little head, right above the brain. Are toads really people? Or are they the zombifying mushrooms after they've taken control? A vessel for the fungus as a greater means of survival and expression? Expressions such as... Also, what's wrong with Toad's voice even? Hello! Hi! I'm Toad! No. Hi, I'm Toad! Whoa! Ha! Ooh! That's a big mushroom on my head! Or is it a hat? I don't even know! He's just constantly screaming. But I guess if your body is made of shroom instead of meaty flesh, vocals would be a bit difficult. Either that or he's a chain smoker. Ooh, 40 packs a day! Back to the hat thing, though, I don't think it's a head because Toadette ruins everything she touches, including this discussion. She has more shroom hair growing out from the bottom. Unless, of course, her hat has those dangly bits that some hats have, especially those Hot Topic kind of hats that teens with no self-esteem wear. I have some somewhere. But I wouldn't call these dangly bits hair for sure, because this is what Toad hair looks like. But maybe Toadette is just different? Huh? Who knows? So, hat, hair, or head, you decide! Except no, Nintendo has told us. Super Mario Odyssey producer Yoshiaki Koizumi confirmed that the big bulbous mushroom top is indeed the head of Toad. But where are Toad's ears then, huh? This is how Toad wears headphones. Do they just feel the vibrations in the air through their bulbous craniums? How squishy are their heads? Apparently really squishy, as you can squeeze them into these helmets that are about the same size as their head. Weird. At the same time though, Captain Toad's light strap doesn't squish it at all. Is it really that worn out and loose? It would just fall off then. So, I guess it's just an oversight. Or, Nintendo doesn't bother thinking about this kind of thing, because why would they? Nobody talks about this kind of stuff. At least nobody that matters. So, since that is his head, clearly the brain must be massive, right? Which would make him super intelligent. But thankfully, we don't need to think about this too much. Don't need to worry about the potential evil scientist waiting to be born from a toad. Because Captain Toad proves to everyone that no, toads are anything but smart. The plot of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is just about the worst. I mean, like most, I wasn't expecting anything profound. It's a Mario game. No, it's a Mario spin-off based on a Mario minigame. Yet even still, considering that, my expectations for its plot were way low, and it still managed to disappoint with its story. But at least it also clears up some points about the equivalency of the collective intelligence of a group of toads versus a small swarm of gnats. So, the plot is, Toadette gets kidnapped and Captain Toad has to save her. Then you do. Then Captain Toad gets kidnapped in the exact same way, by the exact same bird. Then Toadette has to save him. Then Toadette gets kidnapped in the exact to the same animation. Like, exactly, you can't get more exact than that. She gets kidnapped yet again, and Captain Toad has to save her yet again. Then he does, and then Captain Toad gets kidnapped in the exact same cutscene but a different location. Repeat for the entire game. This game was broken up into episodes. It's an episodic drama. Wow. Thankfully, that's just about the only big glaring issue. It's not even that big of an issue. Like, you expected a story? Overall, though, the game is pretty good. Clean, simple fun that you don't need to think too hard about, and that's just the hardest thing for me to do. How are these islands floating? Magic, I guess. Why are turnips such an amazing weapon? Well, curious thing, these turnips. In a world where magic is real, we can apply magic properties to just about everything. So, in real-world magic, say pagan witchcraft, turnips have some unique magical properties. They grant protection, for one, which is why originally jack-o'-lanterns were made with turnips instead of pumpkins, and the day we now call Halloween has the greatest concentration of bad spirits, and turnips protect you by keeping them away. Similarly, Captain Toad uses them as protection against his enemies. But you could also use turnips for magical potions, which would help you end relationships. Likewise, Captain Toad ends his relationship with the enemies by offing them with a turnip. This video is just all over the place. Maybe I'll turn this into yet another series on this channel of having too many series and having no idea where I should take the channel. But if it does, I'll just call it the Overthinking series? Overthinking Captain Toad. That's what you just saw. Thanks for sawing that. Why not saw some of these videos here? And until next time, please remember to never stop using your noggin. Saw you later. That was a dumb ending.